Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fall 2020 Celebration of Students. I'm so glad you could join us online. I certainly wish you were here in the audience, but we're very glad that you're out there somewhere joining us for this really important celebration. So our first order of business tonight is a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that our campus at King's University College is situated on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabeg, Haudenosaunee, Lenapewauk, and Adirondacke peoples, all of whom have long-standing relationship to the land of southwestern Ontario and the City of London. The First Nation communities of our local area include Chippewas of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, and Munsee Delaware Nation. And in our region, there are 11 First Nation communities, as well as a growing Indigenous urban population. King's University College values the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations and all of the peoples of Turtle Island, also known as North America. All right. I'd like to give you a short speech acknowledging your accomplishments tonight. So I'll begin. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fall 2020 Celebration of Graduates. All of us wish that we could be together on campus to express our collective pride and joy at reaching one of your life's great accomplishments. While we can't assemble in person at this point in time, I promise you that we'll gather together when it's safe to do so and celebrate your great and noble achievement. I want to thank you for your dedication to completing your degree, whether this is your bachelor's or your master's. Well done. Simply put, I'm genuinely filled with joy tonight for you, for your family, for your professors, and the staff at King's. And I hope you can feel the emotion through this virtual event from all of our speakers tonight. While King's has been your place to be and a place to become, let's talk about where you're going and what you'll take with you. The world you're entering is nothing like what anyone would have dreamed a year ago. We're in the thick of a global pandemic that has tragically caused death and sickness for millions. There are political and social and economic dark clouds looming around the globe, and it has changed the way we communicate, the way we interact generally, and of course, the way we work. There's no reference point for the world you're about to lead. There's no handbook on how to pilot a ship or an organization in a pandemic or its aftermath. No ready script to memorize to bring us together, regardless of our beliefs, the color of our skin, the faith we follow or don't follow, and the people we love. There is no model or theory that will pinpoint your next decision. No poem you can read or song you can sing to make any of this chaos go away. And despite this vacuum, opportunity knocks. I challenge each and every one of you to be the leader you can be. You can choose to become the leader to write the handbook, the script, the theory, the poem, or the song. Soren Kierkegaard, the somewhat mournful father of existentialism, argues that we are not a finished product, but always ideally in flux as a process to become. The self, he argues, is not something, but something I must choose to become. He also argues that a person is in despair if they fail to be fully a self. I quote, "The thing is to understand myself. The thing is to find a truth which is true for me, to find the idea for which I can live or die." So with this in mind, I challenge all of you to consider that in a world that is chaotic, there's never been a better time to be a leader. In a world where we seek to make meaning out of the uncertainty, there's never been a time to lead with values and authenticity. In a world where there's so much sadness and hurt, there has never been a better time to lead with compassion and tolerance. In a world where there is so much emphasis on greed and materialism, there's never been a better time to focus or refocus on your faith, spirituality, and your service to community. In a world where there is confusion, there's never been a better time to understand yourself, humanity, and truth. Each of you has worked so hard. Your bachelor's or master's degree is the culmination of time spent engaging with your professors, peers, and the people at King's who have guided you, challenged your ideas. You have listened, read, critiqued research articles, texts, books, and manuscripts. You've worked independently and in groups. You've experienced the community and many of you other countries and cultures. Regardless of your faith, you've been part of a centuries-old Catholic scholarly tradition that demands of you that you seek the truth within a community, no matter how uncomfortable, and that you use this wisdom to serve the community and the organizations in which you will work. Your life at King's outside the classroom, it's been an important life, including clubs, sport, residence, the parish, and the all-important social time with your King's family. But all in all, we have been your place to be, and you have made us the place to be. And now, as alumni, I hope we will always be a place for you to call home. All of these experiences, theories, skills, bits and pieces of information and relationships will be so important to you becoming successful in your careers, and you will have several. However, while you've accumulated all of these functional tools, they are only that, tools. Your leadership is your humanity, your own search for meaning, and the extent to which you facilitate meaning seeking in others. This is the essence of what we have grounded in our King's philosophy, a place to be, a place to become, and a place to belong. To express this another way, as a leader, you're not the sum of the data or theories you understand, but the manner in which you put this knowledge into action for the betterment of others. This moment, while the culmination of so much, is also the starting point of a greater mission to serve those whom you lead. I'd like to close with a quotation from one of the great philosophers of the 20th century, Simone de Beauvoir, who said that one's life, arguably one's leadership, has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others by means of love, friendship, indignation, and compassion. So go and write your own script. The world needs you. Kings can't wait to see your leadership in action. And congratulations to the class of 2020. Thank you. So our next speaker is our own Father Michael Bichard. Michael?
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all of our graduates, to their families and to their friends, and to all of those that have supported them along this this journey. Kudos to you and many blessings in the years to come. Every July, the Christian community celebrates a great figure in our tradition named Benedict of Nursia. 1,500 years ago, Benedict found himself living in a situation not unlike our own, one that was marked with a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion. And Benedict thought that one of the ways to find peace would be to leave the city and to go out into the wilderness to commune with God. Now, sad for Benedict, but good for the rest of us, is that a lot of people were attracted to him and the simplicity of life that he lived. And from this small little community, we now have what we refer to as the Order of St. Benedict, or the Benedictines, a group of men and women who span the globe seeking to serve God, who take as their motto, ora et labora, or prayer and work. As I look at them, I think it's also a reminder for all of us here this evening, those that are gathered on the stage and those that are gathered virtually, that our time here at King's has been marked with both work and with prayer. And my hope as the chaplain here at the college is that through both of these avenues and through both of these pursuits, you have become exactly who God wants you to be, and that you will leave here this evening and hopefully have it more fulfilled in the days to come, maybe a better sense of where you're being asked to serve the human family. One of Benedict's followers is a woman named Ruth Fox. She's a contemporary American theologian who lives in North Dakota. And she has provided us with a wonderful prayer that I would like to offer this evening. Sister Ruth says this: May God bless you with discontent, with easy answers, half-truths, superficial relationships, so that you may live from deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, abuse, and exploitation of people, that you will work for justice, for equality, and for peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, starvation, and war, so that you will reach out your hand to comfort them and to change their pain into joy. May God bless you with foolishness to think that you can make a difference in this world, so that you will do the things which others tell you cannot be done. If you have the courage to accept these things as blessings, then God will also bless you with happiness, because you will know that you have made life better for others. Inner peace, because you will have worked to secure an outer peace for others. Laughter, because your heart will be light. Faithful friends, because they will recognize your worth as a person. These blessings are yours, not for the asking, but for the giving, from one who wants to be your companion, our God, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen. I pray that God bless each and every one of you, and that your lives be marked with peace and joy and happiness in God's service. Thank you. It's my pleasure at this time to call up the chair of the board of directors, Father Mark Sargent.
Thank you, Principal Dave and Father Michael. And on behalf of the entire board of directors here at King's University College, I too want to express my gratitude and joy for all that our graduates are and will become. You fulfilled many of your dreams by being here. You read works by great men and women. You've had very pious discussions, I'm sure. You've had very devout discussions. You've had discussions fueled with passion and maybe fueled with some of the great products that come from our country. You've had the ability to test ideas, to move your thoughts and minds in directions that probably have surprised you throughout the years. You have become young men and women in a community that cares deeply for you. And now we're here. And it's a place that we don't know. We're in a place that we weren't supposed to be. We're in a time that didn't match maybe our expectations of coming to the end, when we could then be what everyone wants us to be, and we could use all of our knowledge and all of our wisdom and all those things, but this isn't what it was supposed to be. But what it is, as Principal Dave has said, it is a moment to become. Because in the best of the Catholic intellectual tradition, what your education has given you is a compass that will tell you a direction, like looking up at the stars, but they don't tell you what's in the way. A compass doesn't show you that in 700 meters there's going to be a hill or an obstacle or whatever it is. It gives you a direction. And all of us have a direction that we want to go, a place we want to be. And sadly right now, or maybe with great fortune right now, we can't do those things. But we can still do something. We can still take the lessons that have been learned here and the skills that have been honed here and all of those things we have in our intellectual, physical, and spiritual toolbox and begin to unpack them. Because no plan really survives the first day we leave. All those things we wanted to be and do, as we look backwards, you kind of realize that slowly there's been another plan at work. That's sometimes frustrating, but the frustration doesn't lead to us doing nothing. It leads us to examples of greatness. What can I do with all the things that I have been given? With my education, my friends, my background, all those great discussions, all the men and women who have been my professors, my teachers, my mentors, my guides. What did they give me? And so, in gratitude for this moment, I also express the gratitude of the board for all that you have been here with us, but more importantly, for all that you will be in the communities where you find yourself all over the world and where you will go. And at this time is a wonderful moment to hone those skills, to dig deep into those experiences, to see where I should be today. And I wish you Godspeed and God's blessings on all the many great things that you will do now and in the future. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Peter Donahue. I'm the Director of the School of Social Work and Graduate Program Chair, and I'm so pleased to welcome everyone here tonight to celebrate your achievements. Many of you may not know this, but the fall convocation is the main convocation for our graduate students as their semester continues until the end of the summer. So I'd like to start with some of my own reflections and wishes for our graduates. In March of this year, as most of us know, was thrown on its head as a result of COVID-19. If for no other reason, this year's convocation will be memorable for this. More recently, we have been directly faced with the unpleasant truths of the anti-Black and anti-Indigenous racism that prevails in our society today. Clearly, there is no lack of work to be done, and social work has an integral part to play in the solutions. In response to the pandemic, the school had to quickly pivot to meet the new realities, as did the rest of the world. We moved our winter courses online within 3 days' notice to plan and prepare. We quickly moved our field placements to remote delivery to ensure the health and safety of both you and our field education partners, and ultimately our clients. As all of this unfolded, we continued to change and adjust as circumstances continued to evolve. The only thing that seemed certain at the time was uncertainty. For me, the hallmark of the social work profession includes turning issues into answers and being flexible, creative, and resilient in the face of adversity. As a prominent televangelist once said, tough times never last, but tough people do. This year, I believe all of you were pushed to demonstrate your skills in these areas. I am so very pleased to see how well many of you were able to rise to this challenge. It is something to be proud of, and the skills that will serve you well as you move forward in your social work careers. I recently watched a YouTube video of a convocation address given by comedian and entertainer Jim Carrey in 2014. He said some very insightful and inspirational things in his address that I would like to build upon here. Now, you may think this would be an unusual choice of persons to quote in a social work address, but I found many of the things he said to be highly relevant and relatable to social work. So point number one from his address: the effects you have on others is your greatest currency you have. Now, in social work, the use of self, rapport, relationships, and the trust we are able to build with our clients and colleagues is our greatest currency. So remember that as you move forward in your career, you're ambassadors of the School of Social Work and the profession of social work. So please take these skills and knowledge you've gained with us to use them as your currency in both your work and your life. Point number two, Carey also said in his address that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So it's important to make a choice to engage in mapping out your life course and making a conscious choice as to how you choose to perceive both the challenges and opportunities life presents you with. The irony of the second point is that we often try to instill this in our work with our clients, but we aren't always good about instilling this within ourselves. Rather, like the old saying, the shoemaker's children never have any shoes. So take charge of your life course, take advantage of all the opportunities it presents you with, and use the obstacles and challenges presented along the way as opportunities for learning and growth. Although today may symbolically represent the conclusion of your studies with us, we certainly hope it will not end your affiliation with us. We hope that this will symbolize the beginning of a lifelong relationship with the school. There are many opportunities for continued engagement through part-time teaching opportunities, continuing education opportunities, practicums, and opportunities for making donations to support student awards and bursaries. Perhaps the greatest contribution you can make is by providing learning opportunities for the next generation of students through the offering of field placement. As you know, our program would not be possible without the practicum. We are increasingly competing with other schools and programs for placements. You would not be graduating this year without the support of members of our community who are willing to offer you practicum opportunities. So I'd ask that you consider giving back to the school, your colleagues, and ultimately the profession by doing this. In closing, I want to wish you all the best as you move forward in your careers and in your lives. Please carry the skills and knowledge you've gained during your time with us and continue to make a difference in this world. This brave new world we're now living in needs you more than ever before. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite Omar Youssef, our Vice President of Finance for the Student Union, to come and speak.
Good evening, class of 2020 graduates, family, friends, faculty, alumni, and other members of the King's community. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Omar Youssef, and I am the Chief Financial Officer of your Student Council. Graduates, on behalf of the KUCSC, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you today. You did it. As a current fourth-year BMOS student here at King's, I know the obstacles you all had to overcome to make it to this great accomplishment. Overcoming those late nights studying for finals, group projects, as well as our new adjustment to our virtual learning, I applaud you all. Whatever path you all decide to take after graduation, I wish you all the best success, and I want you all to know that King's will always be your second home. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Next, I'd like to invite our Alumni Association President, Jennifer Ayers, to come and speak.
Thank you very much. My fellow King's graduates, to echo Omar, you did it. Despite all of the obstacles, you made it through and you achieved your goal. On behalf of the King's University College Alumni Association, we want you to know that we recognize and we applaud your dedication to your education and your future. You took on the unknown and demonstrated resiliency in a time of so much uncertainty. Your relationship with King's started years ago, probably before you ever set foot on campus. Remember those university applications? Years ago. In some ways, it may seem like a lifetime ago, and in others, it may seem like only yesterday. What's important to recognize now as you graduate is that your time with King's isn't ending. It's only changing. King's is part of you just as much as you are a part of King's, and that will never change. As you graduate today, and as life takes you in all of its new directions, remember that your King's University College Alumni Association can help you stay connected to your King's friends and the entire King's community. King's alumni are a very active group, united by memories of our time, knowledge, and friendships we gained as students here at King's. Your Alumni Association is dedicated to fostering new and preserving existing important bonds through the many events, programs, and services and networking opportunities offered through the association. Lucky for you, getting involved is easy. You can connect with us on King's website, Instagram, and Facebook pages to learn about upcoming events like pub nights, speaker series, theater trips, and golf events. And I'm not talking just pre-COVID world. Yes, we even meet virtually for a lot of these. Now, before I pass on the mic, I just want to pass along 3 simple steps that you can do as a new alumni member. Number 1 is read the emails that we send you. They're full of a lot of important information about upcoming events, especially virtually now. Number 2 is wear your King's wear. It's a really great and easy way to meet other alumni. If you're looking to pick up some new King's gear, you can now shop at the King's Connection online. Lastly, come to an event. They are a lot of fun, and they're a really great way to connect with other alumni. For example, this year I went golfing for the first time as part of the King's Golf Classic. I had never golfed before. And I can honestly say that it's a great way to give back to King's while having a really fun day. Honestly, there were so many laughs, and I may have gotten into trouble. Truly, being involved is the best way to keep your connection to King's strong. And in some ways, you're likely to strengthen it. Think about it. You're a King's student for a few short years, but you'll be alumni forever. You are truly an outstanding class, and we look forward to hearing from you as you transition into the next stage of your lives as the next generation of professionals and leaders. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments and are incredibly proud of you. Welcome, new alumni, to your King's University College Alumni Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us tonight. I think one of the themes that all of our speakers talked about was the sense of community. What you will create in the communities that you're about to go into, and how you will serve them. But I think Jennifer wrapped it up nicely at the end, where she emphasized that while you're going out into different communities as working people, you always have a community here at King's. You're always welcome. You're part of the family here at King's, and we hope we can see you as often as we can through all the various events that the Alumni Association puts on. So once again, congratulations. Wonderful hard work, a wonderful event for you and your family and your friends. And with that, I bid you good night, and have a wonderful weekend, and stay safe and take care. Thank you.